Have you ever gotten an accepted offer that did not result in a signed contract? This actually happens to a lot of investors, wholesalers, whatever. But the thing is, there's a transition you have to do in order to make sure that they feel comfortable. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you can do to start converting more of those leads that accept the offer into signed contracts. So let's take a deep dive right into it. So let's say John Smith and you have been going back and forth, and ultimately you both agreed to a price of $150,000. At least he did. You see, because once somebody likes the offer that I give them, I don't send them a contract because I'm jumping the gun, I'm fast forwarding, I'm rushing. People will feel uncomfortable if you just move too quick. If somebody accepts an offer, you're not just gonna say, okay, great, I'll send you a contract when you can get that signed. Some people get this commission breath, they get thirsty, they try to skip everything, all right? The very first thing you have to do is find out if they're even ready to move forward. Just because somebody accepts your offer or likes your offer does not mean that they are ready to move forward quickly. You might be ready, but they may not be ready. So the first thing you have to do is get commitments, all right? Ask for permission. It sounds something like this. Hey, John, I think that this price makes sense to me. I'd have to crunch my numbers, speak with the team. But if I get the green light and if this is something that everybody's okay with, is this something that you're ready to move forward with today as far as an agreement in place? Okay? If they say no, you're going to overcome that objection and find out a little bit more about their time frame. If they say yes, there's absolutely no reason you should not get a signed contract because they've given you permission. So the next thing you're going to say is, okay, great. So let me speak with my team. Is it okay if I place you in a brief hold, or you can call them back depending what they're doing, right? Because before you transition to a signed contract, first you have to make sure that they're even in an environment where they're able to read the contract. If somebody's driving, it doesn't make sense to place them on hold. You want to call them back. If somebody's at the store picking up their kids or, whatever, you want to make sure that this person has at least 5 to 10 minutes just to focus on reviewing a simple 1 to 2 page agreement. Okay, now let's say they are in front of a computer. You can place them on hold, all right? And then while they're on hold, this is your time to review the numbers if needed, or speak with your team, all right? Or draft up the agreement, depending what CRM you're using. If you're using DocuSign to send out contracts, or maybe you have an e-signature platform built in, just make sure everything is drafted up, because remember, they've already said yes. They've already given you permission to move forward. All right, so you're going to place them on hold. Make sure if you place them on hold that they're not on hold for like 20 minutes, okay? They shouldn't be on hold more than 5 minutes. If you're brand new and you need to review your numbers, I would suggest calling them back. Just make sure that their chances of picking up are high. You don't want to, take too long, and in an hour, it shouldn't be a call back for more than, I would say, 15 minutes, okay? Because then they may be in the middle of something and now you're playing follow-up. Anyways, you're going to draft up the agreement, review the numbers, everything looks good. Great. So the next step is you get off hold or you call them back. This is when you want to assume the close. Remember, up to this point, they've already given you permission to move forward. They're ready to move forward, so you should be ready to move forward. All right, so it sounds something like this. Hey, John, great news is I double-checked the numbers, or I spoke with my team. It looks like we're ready to move forward at that price. So the next step is I want to email you over an agreement that we can review together. What's your best email? Okay, then you get their email. All right. Great, I got that email. Now, when would you be able to get in front of a computer or email to review the agreement with me together? I want to say it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. If somebody doesn't have 5 to 10 minutes, there's absolutely no point of trying to send them the contract anyway. If you know me, one of the biggest things that I'm big on is do not send out contracts unless the person's on the phone. It's easier for them to see it, not understand it, and not call you back, rather than see it while you're on the phone, have a question, and get it answered. And trust me, I've made that mistake many, many times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you really want to convert more leads into signed contracts, keep them on the phone. All right, save yourself a headache. Okay, so you got their email. Let's say they're ready to look at it right now. Great, I just sent it over. Take your time and review it. I'll stay on the phone just in case you may have any questions. I don't want to read the contract with them. They know how to read. Some people, on a rare occasion, they'll ask me to read it to them step by step, or, they just want to look at it and they'll sign it because I've already built enough credibility, trust, and rapport, and they're already knowing what's going on, okay? So you want to make sure that they read it on their own, and if they have questions, guess what? You're right there to answer them, all right? So once they look at it, they'll sign, but we're not done yet, okay? Just because you get a signed contract doesn't mean you just hang up and on to the next lead. You get the signed contract, congratulations, but how do you make sure that that transition from the signed contract goes to the TC or the title company smooth? Okay, because it's important to make sure that you hand it off to the TC. You may be the TC. The seller has to be very clear, crystal clear on what to expect next. So what we do in our business is we say, hey, great, I got the signature on my end. The next step is I'm going to send this over to our transaction coordinator. She's going to reach out to you via email and phone just to introduce herself. And she's going to be the main point of contact moving forward and hold your hand up until we close on the property. She'll set up a day we have to go out there and inspect or take photos, collect any documentation, and introduce you to the title company. All right. And I want to let them know what happens next because I don't want sellers to feel like they're left in the dark. You have to make sure that you check in on them, make sure they're completely comfortable, and just make sure everything goes smooth. Right. And before I even send it, I say, hey, did you have any questions for me before I send this over to them? Okay. If they have questions, you answer them. If they don't, no problem. And always make sure that you have their best contact number. All right. And trust me, you guys need to implement this. It works. Okay. So just to recap, you're going to, once you're going to get an accepted offer, you're going to get commitment by asking for permission. Okay. Then when you get off hold or you call them back, you're going to assume the close. And then the third thing is you want to make sure that you send the agreement while you're on the phone with them. Let them read it on their own, answer any questions, and that is, this is going to work very, very well. You just have to implement it. Now, if you want to learn how to run comps quickly, check this video out here on how I'm able to run offers and run comps in about 7 minutes or less. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.